Do you struggle to find the time or motivation to work out? Work got you stressed out? In today's vlog, we talk about one of my favorite life hacks that I use to solve exactly those problems. Stick around. Yo, it's Ivor. It's Friday and it's a light day for me. Technically off on the bike side, but coach said I could add some volume as long as I kept it low intensity. And on the life side, I've only got one meeting and my kid has a kindergarten circus. So let's get rolling. All right, the kids are dropped off at school. Circus is over, but we are in the neighborhood of our favorite coffee shop. And at this point, we'll take any chance we can to have anything remotely resembling a date. Well, it was a quiet day. Work is starting to pile up and more meetings are being dropped on my calendar, but no big deal. I'll try to get out for a ride on my own. Either way, I really want to try to ride with the kids. We'll see what happens. One thing is for certain though, this dude needs some attention. All right, kids are at school, meetings are over for the day, I'm pretty much caught up at work. Now I just get to enjoy this gorgeous fall day in Northern California, and man, is the weather in October in NorCal amazing. But we're not here to talk about the weather, we're here to talk about balance. So this seems like the perfect opportunity to talk about one of my favorite life hacks, self-powered commuting. I can't tell you the number of people that I know who want to get fit and healthy, but say they don't have time to work out. But those same people spend hours a day in a car, bus, or on a train on their way to and from work. I'm not saying you need to commute by bike 90 miles a day. I'm not even saying you need to ride at all. I'm not even saying you should abandon your car or give up driving. But do you really need to drive all the way to your office? Do you have to take the closest bus or train stop? Self-powered commuting absolutely and fundamentally changed my life. Apart from getting married and having kids, I can't think of anything in my adult life that's had a more profound impact than when I put down the keys of the car and put on a bike helmet. I've mentioned before that earlier this year, my wife went back into the workforce after 8 years of being a stay-at-home mom. And when she did, her entire exercise routine fell apart. Why? Because she didn't have time. But recently, I've been dropping her and the kids off in the morning so that way she can ride her bike home. Her commute's about 18 miles and it doesn't really take her all that much longer to ride home than it did to drive home, Bay Area traffic being what it is. And while I could talk for days about how great self-powered commuting is, I think we should probably let the person who's actually doing it talk about it.
How do people do this? Record and bike at the same time. After being a stay-at-home mom for 8 years, I went back into the workforce. Prior to starting the job, I was working out pretty regularly. My fitness was increasing, and then I went back to work. Starting the job was a good thing. I love my job, I love where I work, I love what I do. It was really good for me overall, but it was not so great for my physical health. Finding the time at the end of a day, working full time, picking up the kids from school, and the last thing I wanted to do when I got home was to work out. So recently, in the last month or so, my husband and I came up with an arrangement where instead of me picking up the kids at the end of the day and driving them home, they would take the bus home, my husband would pick them up, and I would ride my bike home. I have to commute home anyway, but this way, riding my bike home and doing the, self-powered commuting thing, I'm getting home from work and getting my workout in at the same time. So that way when I'm home at the end of the day, I'm just home. I can be with my family, eat dinner, put the kids to bed, and then relax. I'm still working at the kinks, but overall it has been so good to end my work day being outdoors, exercising, trying to be healthy and active, and getting some alone time, which is really nice to have. Even while working full-time, being a mom of 3 kiddos, a wife. We're still figuring it out, but so far I'm really enjoying the self-powered commuting thing.
And from my perspective, it's been great as well. She's been happier since she's been riding, she's had more energy, and I get to spend more time with the kids. It doesn't look like I'm gonna get out for a solo ride today, but I am gonna surprise the kids with bikes, and hopefully we can all get out for a ride when I pick them up from the bus. Why would I expect things to go according to plan? Of course they're not. My kid's bus is really, really late, so I'm gonna go pick them up in San Jose, and pick my wife up, and then we'll just all go to the trail for a family ride. And in keeping with the theme for this this week, things didn't go as planned. We got to the trail and unloaded the bikes only to realize that the weather was too cold for our California kids to handle. So ultimately we had to pull the plug on the whole thing and head back home. For me personally, no big deal because it was supposed to be an off day anyway, so any riding I did would have been extra. The kids were understandably upset and I was disappointed that we didn't get to ride together, so instead we went home and played video games, and that's the same thing, right? Right? Bringing it back to self-powered commuting, I've got a bunch of videos in the works that explore different aspects of SPC life, so watch this space. But for now, I want to know, do you SPC? If not, drop a comment down below. Let me know what's holding you back. If you do SPC, why don't you drop a comment too and let others know why you do it and how it's been good for you. And if you are going to SPC, you might as well do so safely, so why don't you check out this video on some of my favorite bike safety tips. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.